Hello, welcome to another video. This is Michael from Evolve One, where we help you evolve yourself into a new person. Today, we're going to be talking about how to set goals, how to accomplish them, and then also what is going to be a lot of drawbacks when it comes to goal making, and then also just what you need to sacrifice for the future. If that does sound interesting, we're just going to hop right into it. So, basically, I run goal making off the most efficient way by one of the most productive men in the history of time. It's going to be Warren Buffett's 25-5 rule. And basically, Warren Buffett demonstrated that if you write down 25 goals on a sheet of paper, spontaneous when you're writing these goals down, when it comes to, are they similar? Oh no, these two go together, boom, that's one goal. And making sure that these goals are going to be something that take a while, in that year's length of time, proactively, and then also are not something too extreme. And what do I mean by that is if you are a 400-pound obese man, you're obviously not going to get a six-pack in a year's worth of time. It would be more likely to put that goal on something that is not so hard to sacrifice and alter your life for in order to achieve that goal. Because yeah, you can, lose 200 pounds and just turn into a beast at the gym, but it does take a lot of sacrificing of time. So when you do look at these, 25 goals that you think are very set on your time, take a day. And that, says a lot to a lot of people, is saying, hey, why do you need to take a day to think about it? Because your brain has so much emotion in it when it talks about how much it can do in the future, that it starts to have bigger eyes in its stomach, I guess you could say. And so waiting a day gives you more of a rational thought and a little cool down. So when you do pick out the the 5 goals that you're going to accomplish over this next year's period of time, you can look at it and say, that's what I want to accomplish, because that is what I want to be the most focused on. And basically what I mean by that is, basically you choose these 5 goals out of all the 25. It could be any 5 you want. And then with those 5 goals, those are going to be your head goals. And you're going to start to write down on a piece of paper. And this leads into another form of goal making by Zig Ziglar, I believe. I know it's a huge, recognized topic on how to goal make. It's basically, you got to look at the who, what, where, and why. And basically, why are you making this goal? What's causing you to make this goal? Who's going to be influenced by this goal? And then a lot of things that, a lot of people don't ask this one is, what are you going to have to sacrifice to make this goal? And then also, what in your life is going to be better with this goal? And then also, what's going to be worst? If you're not going to have time with your friends and go to the gym, well, I mean, if that's a huge crucial part of your life, don't go and spend all that time in the gym, because you're going to eventually break, because there's a mental unbalance there. So that's what happens in just the base sum of picking out 25 rules, picking 5 of those that you're going to focus on in the next year. And now we're going to be talking about a lot of questions that you have to ask yourself when you're pursuing through these goals, and how to keep yourself in line when it comes to pursuing these goals throughout the period of time. So basically, what the goal making is going to be is a lot of just dedication towards that goal, if that be your time, if that be your financial help, or if that just be how open you are going to be to the conversation. And basically, you have to also ask yourself, on my value chart, we did talk about this in another video, by the way, I'll link it up right there, but basically you got to look at your value chart and say, hey, if I make this goal of, let's just say I want to start skydiving, if you want to put this goal right up on the top of list, you got to go get licenses if you want to go alone and all that stuff. Well, if you want to go do that, you're going to spend a lot of time and a lot of money making sure that that stuff is secure, and then also a lot on equipment if you want to buy your own. That's going to be what it's going to take. So with all those obstacles to reach, the top of the value chart, when it comes to what do you want to prioritize, if that be going, skiing, or if that go and saying, hey, I want to go snowboarding for every single season, that's going to be something that takes a lot of time. So when it goes into your value chart, do you prioritize going, snowboarding over your friends? Do you prioritize going snowboarding over cooking at home? Or do you the gym, anything when it comes to any of that stuff? And you got to also look at this too, is that if it is going to alter something in your value chart, are you comfortable with making that sacrifice? And basically, you got to also ask yourself, are these goals leading to my long-term success of a person? Basically, if your success, what you define as success, if that may be being a head management position in a financial company, that also may be something along the means of, hey, I want to run a hotel business. That's something that I want to do. Completely different things, but to each individual, that's their success. So when you look at your success, you got to also look at your goals and saying, how am I going to get to that success? And with these goals, is it going to make me successful? And then also, do these goals work? And basically what I mean by that is are you going to pursue the time and make that sacrifice? Because that is the main thing. A thought is nothing without action, and you need to make sure that you take enough initiative and enough dedication and enough responsibility in your own responsibilities as yourself as a person. And that's basically what goal is taking responsibility in your own success and putting it into the goal making and making sure that it is working. Because if you're not going to pursue into it, it's not going to solve itself. And then, another question is how to help solve those discomforting issues. And basically, how can I sacrifice that time of being with friends and going to do all that type of stuff? If I want to go to the gym every single day, how the hell am I going to go out to dinner with, a lady every single night? Or how am I going to go get lunch with my friends? How am I going to work 2 jobs if I want to go work out at the gym? It's going to be one of those things that's, how do you solve these discomfort issues and not get brought to you with it on a real basis, but hypothetically, just imagine what it could be like with this situation and also all the cons and all the pros. But make sure when you are looking at this stuff to think in an emotional state and think rational about it, what's going to be best for you. And then also, guys, I'm really trying to concrete this into your brain. It's going to be what needs to be sacrificed in order to bring the goal to be successful. And when you're pursuing through these goals and after a couple months, you're saying, hey, you know what, like I'm actually starting to get through this. I've conquered 1 or 2 steps. I'm getting to this goal. It's going to be great. If that be, hey, I want to finish this year off on a positive record as my sales team. And, you've been positive all, half the year already. Well, what do? Once you, accomplish that goal and you start to pursue into the next goal? Well, you need to constantly be pushing what you want to goal make into when it comes to who you are as a person. Do you want to go into that goal of keep pursuing to be the best, like Michael Jordan or, like LeBron did? I wanted to be the best. That's what I am. And I dedicated all my time and effort. That's what they thought. You got to consider it to yourself. Do I want my sales team to be the number 1 in the world right now? Do I want it to be overlapping every other company, accomplishing most customers per client on every single front? Do you want that to be your goal? Well, make it your goal. And if you want it to be, hey, I'm going to work on steps at a time. I'm going to say, hey, I want to make sure my communication with my clients is better. Well, then you need to have that be a goal, and you need to assess what goals are getting processed through, making sure that becomes the new social norm in your goal making and then others' goal making if it is for the team. And then also say, hey, after solving this goal, we're making that the standard, but what can we do better? And that's what you got to ask yourself too on an individual basis is, how can I be better every single day to make me more successful? Guys, that is it to wrap up the video. Basically, we talked about the Warren Buffett's 25-5 rule, how to pick out 25 key goals that you want to accomplish in the next year. And then over time, giving it a day of time so you help relapse, think rationally and pick out the top 5 goals you want to accomplish the soonest, and then write those down and write out the pros and the cons, the who, what, where, and why. You know, why do you want to do it? What do you want to do it for? Who are you doing it for? What do you need to sacrifice? What are you going to need to make up for in the, value chart as well? And also, how is this going to contribute to your success? Asking these questions before you write it down on paper and making sure that you just know. Start with 5 at a time if you need to. I know 25 is a lot of goals to write, guys. If you want any more videos from me, my name is Michael. Again, I come from Evolve One, where we help you evolve yourself. Guys, I'm gonna, go off on this one and unfortunately, upload it for you guys later. But that is it for me. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.